What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Career Mode. It is episode number 6, returning today on the back of our draw against Bournemouth. Nice little mini unbeaten run for Fulham right now, 11 clear of Luton Town, 14 games to go today. We'll play most of those games, I'd say, as we try and cement Premier League football for next year. And of course, we'll also have the FA Cup last 16, buzzing for it too, away against the Championship side QPR at Loftus Road in a West London derby. Just before we get there though, real briefly, we're going to convert Albert Clark to a CAM. Now this is the young Scottish DM we got in the academy that's really lowly rated at 48 overall, but as we said before, if you're new to career mode and you're doing youth scouting and you find a player who's got a horrendous low overall but his stats seem quite good, the reason being is simple. They're probably playing in the wrong position. Yeah, he's not a CDM, he's a CAM or a winger, and that plus 14 growth is through position change alone. So never be afraid of a player who's got a really low overall if you notice that they're definitely playing in the wrong position. Right, first game of many today, let's dive into it. Aston Villa having an incredible year, finishing in the top 4 in real life, but in the save, aiming to go one better and win the title. League leaders at home, come on Fulham. Yeah, what an incredible season Aston Villa are having in the save right now. Top of the table with destiny in their hands to win the championship. If they're going to stay in pole position, they've got to be the side right now that are one of the best form teams in the division. And I did not think I'd be saying that in our pre-build year with Fulham, but no losses in 5, 4 wins in 5. Only ended in the last game with a draw against Bournemouth. But of course, all runs come to an end, and this Villa side putting me under pressure early. It's such a good team. It was only a matter of time before they'd take the lead. Ollie Watkins, what a player, honestly. What a player he's been this year for Unai Emery. And a massive reason they finished top 4 in real life, and possibly a massive reason they'll win the championship in this save as well. He is such a baller. Rafa to Leon Bailey. Oh, wonderful turn. Watkins, oh, brilliant. And, you know, for the goals he scored this season, it's the assists as well that have just made him the complete forward in Aston Villa's team in real life. And obviously going to the Euros under Gareth Southgate as well. I mean, he's just a brilliant player. Absolutely brilliant player. And he's just got the assist to go along with the goal as Douglas Luiz makes it too. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, I knew our unbeaten run was going to come to an end at some point, but this Villa side making a statement. Yeah, Fulham are one of the informed teams in the division, but this is the form team in the division. Villa 2-0 up before the break. Watkins won the assist title this year for those curious in real life. He had 13 assists, along with the 19 goals he got in the league. Just a phenomenal year. As Isaiah Jones has his shot blocked, and safe to say he's certainly replicating that sort of form this season in the save as well. I love it when that happens. You know how like annoying it is when like, oh yes, Joe, what a header. First of the season, no, second of the season I think, as you get back in the game, when like Haaland gets something like 4 goals in the season or something, you know, and it's like, come on now, seriously. But Watkins not having that sort of problem translating his form into the video game. As João Paulinho heads home, the goal to get us back in at 2-1. But we need another one here. Ben, wicked ball out wide. And Trey to Traore gets it back off him. Can he whip across in? Yes, he can, but Facundo Medina is there and cleared. Kenny wins it back. Still time. Oh, ball. Yes, come on. I tell you what, man, what a difference this guy has made since coming in from the Borough as well. It's another for Isaiah Jones. Kearney picks it up, quick little ball through the gap, but Jones with a clinical finish drills it past Martinez. From 2-0 down, we've levelled against the league leaders as well. If we are to finish top 10, then these are the sort of performances we've got to pull out, man. Resilience. That's the name of the game. Yeah, it might be no wins in 2 and only 2 points from 6, but a bigger picture from 2-0 down to draw 2-2 against the league leaders. With 2 goals getting scored in 16 minutes, yeah, I'll certainly take that. Unlike the Bournemouth draw, this is a decent one, man. Very credible result there. Now, no losses in 6 as well. Fulham right now looking hard to beat. And obviously each point gets us closer and closer to official safety as well. And like I said, I know that the 40-point mark is the magic number in the Premier League for survival, but really, I think nowadays 34, 35, that's probably all you're going to need a lot of seasons. And right now, we've got a game in hand on a couple of teams below us in the table. and we are 7 clear of the Blades. I'd say two more wins in 13 games from here, which will take us to 37 points. That will do it. And a win here away at Old Trafford would do us the world of good and surely set us on our way. Yet following game, Ten Hag side away, Manchester United right now trying to keep their hunt for a Champions League place alive. And obviously heading into today, as we know, FA Cup final possibly could be Ten Hag's final game in charge, regardless of the outcome. As I know a lot of people believe that Kieran McKenna is going to take over come the end of the season for next year. Even so, Manchester United away. Come on, Fulham. You have to say for Erik Ten Hag, it's a... well, if it is to be his last game today, which most people think it will be, a disappointing end to what I thought was going to be a somewhat successful stint in charge of Manchester United. I never really believed that Solskjaer was going to be there long term. I never really believed. I don't know why, because I kind of like those sort of appointments, but I never really thought it was going to be long term for an era. I just couldn't see it, and I think since Jose Mourinho, this was the best chance for a manager to come in with some prestige, lay down some groundwork and really take the club, not necessarily back to the great heights of Sir Alex Ferguson's years, but higher than they have been since he departed. And yeah, just never really got it sorted. Never really got it sorted. I know he had a few different issues to deal with, but even so, I think you'd have to look back on his tenure, again, if today is to be his last game in charge, and say, somewhat disappointing, as Patrick Schick is denied by Bernd Leno, and definitely a case of what could have been, and probably, when you think of the money spent, what should have been as well. Fernandes, Casemiro, into the middle, Patrick Schick, shot blocked, and it'll drop to Leno, who just dives on the floor, and we're just going to see out the point here, just see it out, just see out the draw, extend the unbeaten run, and take a credible, clean sheet, and goalless draw back to West London here, against the side of Bolton to tail. Every point edges us ever closer to safety. And that's why I often say it, draws are subjective. Yeah, it was 2 points dropped at home to Bournemouth, but a goalless draw against the league leaders Aston Villa and away at Old Trafford, yeah, we're taking that. Each point on the board puts us closer to Premier League survival. I'm fine with that. Still no chance of drawing the following games. There's no replays from here. Last 16 of the FA Cup as we take on Championship side QPR away in a West London derby at Loftus Road. Love a local derby in a cup tie, especially so when it's a Football League side taking on a Premier League side. So what we've got here, QPR away. Come on, Fulham. I must say though, for the FA Cup, we discussed in the last episode the fact that they're doing away with replays for next season from the first round proper onwards. To me, if I could just recommend one small change, FA, please can you stop playing all the last 16 ties in midweek? For all the criticism the FA occasionally gets for being devalued as a competition, nothing says devaluing a competition like saying, let's put the last 16, the fifth round, all games on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. No, put it on the weekend. The cup, if you want it to have as much importance as the league, don't have them played in midweek, Easy. Ilias Shea, oh brilliant, oh what a goal. Ilias Shea with an instant response and QPR back on level terms. I did a QPR career mode a few years ago, it was so much fun, and Ilias Shea was so good in that save. He is a heck of a player, man, seriously. And right from kickoff it feels, the R's back on level terms. And then right from our kickoff, Adama Traore goes all the way and puts us back in front. To me, to you in terms of lead changes. Fulham restore the lead instantly. He's going to do it. 3 goals late at the end of the first half. Nothing to report in the second, but that's totally fine with me. We'll grind out the 1-goal victory, win the West London derby, and make it into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. The board to get to the last 16, we've gone one step further, and hopefully are going to go one step further than that as we aim to reach Wembley in our first season. There was an injury to Keane Best, by the way, towards the end of the game. I'll let you know how bad that was, but making it into the last 8, out of all the ties being played on the Tuesday and the Wednesday, we'll see the draw directly afterwards. Is there any EFL sides remaining? Yep, Southampton and Bristol City. Oh, it's Forest Green Rovers almost pulled off a mad one there against Chelsea. Obviously now they're going to the conference after relegation from League 2 this year in real life. But FA Cup quarters pits us against in the last 8. Manchester City in the quarters as we'll take on the holders. And in the end, that Kean Best injury was a 4-week one. But thankfully, Iwobi and Robinson are now coming back, so not too big of a deal. But anyway, 3 more scouting updates. Let's see what we got. Where from England, we see that Leo Ford has had a big potential downgrade, so we'll let him go and continue scouting on these 3 players here. From Wales, I'm quite excited about this lad, Ethan Elliott, but I'll do 1 more month of scouting and see how he looks after that. And from Scotland, we'll continue the scouting on these 3 players here, but to be honest, after the first year already, we've got some absolute gems in the academy right now, and of course a potentially special goalkeeper currently out on loan. So really, if anyone's going to make it now, they've got to be special already. I mean, already we've got 8 youth players, if you count Knight, who's gone out on loan since earning the pro deal, that have made it into our academy or first team. It's incredible, man. That's why I always say you can afford to be incredibly selective when you're doing your youth scouts. You can find so many gems so frequently, but the best still looks Nathan Mason. Oh, man, the next Gareth Bale, surely, man. Right, next up, Brighton at home. One of the sides we knocked out in our cup run as we aim to get one of the 2 wins, I'd say, which is all we need to guarantee Premier League survival. Let's get the 3 points here. Come on, Fulham. It's going to take a heck of an epic end-of-season clash for us to go down from here. But certainly not an impossibility as Solly March fires in the opener. You know, in top-level football, a few games in a row where you lose and you can get dragged down to a scrap just like that. So it's been a great unbeaten run in all competitions. But again, with form being so OP, can't get complacent and think the job is done. It definitely isn't. Yeah, that to me is when you start to take steps backwards, when you get a bit complacent and you start to think, oh yeah, we're basically there. Yeah, but basically isn't the same as officially being there. Do you know what I mean? Until you're actually guaranteed it. Oh, Wilson off the bar and cleared away. Don't celebrate nothing. I can't... As Isaiah Jones is denied. I'll never forget, I did a Football Manager save a few years ago in Norwich, and I've mentioned this before. It was a great save, by the way. I highly recommend watching it if you fancy. We were outside of the relegation zone for 37 games and got relegated on the final day. It was pain, man. Absolute pain. So until the job is officially done, I've learnt my lesson from now. Until the job is officially done, I don't celebrate anything. Oh, that could be a straight red, you know. João Pedro getting away from Calvin Bassey. Thought I was going to win the ball first, didn't. Bassey might well be off, and he is indeed. Calvin Bassey red carded. It's one of those where I think with the rule change as well, you possibly could make a claim for it being just a yellow card. You look at the position on the pitch here, but I can also see why it's given as a red as well. So no complaints from me, down to 10, and it does look as though our unbeaten run is going to end here at the hands of the Zerbi Seagulls. Plenty of time to possibly salvage a point, but that's the absolute best we can get from here, I'd say, especially going down to 10. João to Rodrigo. Pops it out wide to Kenny. As we're still down by a goal. And still in it. You know, the longer you stay in it, only down by 1. More chance you got. Great ball. Yes! And Adama Traore gets our leveller with just over half an hour to go. And, you know, we battled back from 2-0 down against the league leaders Villa to claim a point. So even with man disadvantage here, I'm not too surprised by this. And now we just claim the point, we'll take it. Like I said, draw subjective. And again, this will be a credible one for us that extends the unbeaten run as well. Solly March. Zubamendi. Oh, wonderful back heel. Joisi. Straight from kickoff, really. Brighton back in front, man. Honestly, there's that old saying, you're always most vulnerable when you've just scored. Well, I guess in these 2 games, yeah, definitely rings true. Just not good enough, man, seriously. Shame as well, because defensively, we've had a really good season, but not so much in these 2 games here. Yeah, red card aside, I'll be honest, it's not really been a great game from myself. Always say if I've not played well, I'll hold my hands up and accept it, and I'll never, ever present the highlights package with bias. It's always what's happened is what you'll see. Ansu Fati is what you see here, wrapping the game up. Yep, getting their revenge on us after we knocked them out of the cup. 3-1 loss and our unbeaten run ends at Craven Cottage. This disappointing loss, but after that Bassey red card, I mean, we were always in trouble from that point onwards. But disappointing indeed to lose a game. And it always seems to be the way when you're so close to achieving something, that's when you start to get a little bit complacent. Case in point here, with just 1 win in our last 5 in all competitions, and that coming in the cup as well. Yep, no wins in 4 in the league and just 3 points taken from a possible 12. I get it, we're almost there, but we're not there yet. Following game, 11 games to go, 8 clear of the bottom 3 with Sheffield United in 18th place. Wolves away at Molineux. Beat Gary O'Neill's side here, and surely that'll all but do it. But until it's guaranteed, I'm not celebrating nothing. Let's get back to winning ways here. Come on, Fulham. Talk about your makeshift CV partnerships today as well. Ben Sheaf and Kenny Tate both playing out of position, but at the moment, both doing all right as Adama Traore back at his old stomping ground. Can he lay it back into the middle? Bobby Reed with the opener. And Fulham draw first blood. Yep, 2 wins is all we need. And as things stand, half an hour away from getting one of them. 6 on the clock, almost there. Yes, Anthony Robinson. What a solid comeback game he's had. At left back, first game back in a 3-month layoff. He's done well, but this might be the leveler. What a save, Burn Leno. 2 to go, and the vet has just ensured we'll surely hold on to those 3 points. Massive stop as we still lead by 1. Almost there. Yeah, what a win that is. What a win, and back to winning ways as well. Disappointing loss against Brighton, but it was just a blip. You know, you've had a great unbeaten run and you have a loss. Don't dwell on it, man. There's a chance to get it right in the very next game, and just how it was a blip on the form book. Exactly what it was. 1-0 victory, and I'm pretty sure now I'm not calling it, but we're basically there. 1 win and we're definitely there. And as for Kenny Tate, I'm definitely considering converting him to CB. 5'11", but with 84 jumping, that kind of negates that. But solid defensive stats. And I don't see why, again, he couldn't end up being phased into that RCB slot. I actually think that might end up being a good position change from there, coming towards the twilight of his career. I guess we'll see. Anyway, following game, and there is no way we're getting through this. I'm just saying it right now. Man City at home, and obviously when Fulham took on Man City recently, Arsenal were hoping there'd be a great hope at stopping their charge towards the title. They got battered 5-0. I really can't see us doing much better in this game. The champions, the holders, Manchester City at Craven Cottage in the quarterfinals. But a cup set here will put us into Wembley in our first season in charge, and what a fantastic achievement that will be. Let's see if we can pull off a heck of a shock here. Come on, Fulham. And my apologies, it was 4-0, not 5-0, but even so. Team's incredible, and, you know, as said before, when they go on that winning run towards the end of the season, it's like, wow, you know, they just... It almost does feel, I know the saying is win machine, but it generally does feel somewhat robotic. You know, like, honestly, it's like they just don't slip up. They don't lose. And that's it's going to be a cheap goal. Oh, cheap goal to concede as Man City go in front. Haaland, I thought he was going to shoot twice before he did. And this guy shows off his composure and puts it into the back of the net. Hard enough to win this game. Maybe even harder on make simple errors like that. Oh my goodness, that's not my fault. It's just a silly pass. How did he get that so wrong? Good tackle there. Even so. 1-0 down, and it was going to be hard pre-game. It's even harder now. Still plenty of time, only 29 minutes in, but the key is just keeping it at 1. Like, if you go 2-0 down, that's when you're in real trouble. You know, if you're an underdog and you concede early against a side that's far better than you, the longer you keep it at 1, the more chance you got a lucky deflection or a set piece or a screamer or a mistake or something going in your favour, and you're back on level terms. But if you go 2-0 down, that's when you know you've got a mountain to climb. Bernardo Silva doubles it. And, Haaland, so good. Beats Tosin, pegs one into the middle, and it goes over Foden, and Fulham escape. 2-0 down, but it could be a cricket score at this rate. Yeah, hashtag respectable FC. That's the job from here on out, I'd say, because I can't see us getting back in it from here. But there's still time. If we can get a goal before the break, you never know. Bobby Reed says Gaffer. There you go. 2-1, right before half-time, the perfect time to strike, and it's not done yet. 45 to go, we've cut it to 1. Our next game is away at Bramwell Lane against Sheffield. Sheffield United as KDB hits the post and a free kick, and Gomez's shot is blocked by Rodrigo. And, you know, I'll be totally honest here. A chance to reach Wembley looks as though it's slipping through our fingers. So with 35 to go, I'm just thinking, I'm okay going out from here, so long as no one gets injured heading into that massive clash away in Yorkshire. If we can beat Sheffield United, then yeah, we're safe. But I just need to make sure that no one gets injured from here. So at some point, So it's always the question a lot of managers ask themselves, at what point do you throw in the towel? We're still in this with 32 to go, but the longer it goes on, the more chance of things like this happening. And players going down, possibly getting injured, and being out for that game will be a massive blow. Yeah, at some point, you got to empty the bench and say, I think it's done. And I think it's now. 29 to go, Haaland heads in from the corner. I think that's probably it from here. Yeah, I've got my boys on the bench warming up. It's time to empty it. Bernardo Silva, it's denied by a fantastic save by Marek Grodak, but at this point here, it's just basically damage limitation. Game's over. I don't want to see any of my best players get injured. I'm taking the starters off. Well, we were big underdogs pre-game, and thus I'm not too disappointed by this. We did a great job knocking out Liverpool for the cup set, but when Man City really turned it on, they are basically unstoppable. Didn't fancy my chances heading into this one. And in the end, beating comfortably. The board said last 16 though, so we've gone one round further than they wanted. And there's no shame getting knocked out by the favourites and the holders as well. Man City through to the semis, and we won't reach Wembley in season 1. But it's always next year. But I do want to see who they get drawn against. I bet it's one of Sheffield United or Southampton. And I would have fancied our chances against either the Blades, right now in the bottom 3, or the second tier side. And it's Aston Villa to be fair, so not sure we'd have taken out the side right now going for a championship anyway. Alright, fair enough. Out in the course, but absolutely no shame in that. Not just getting knocked out by Man City, but also going one round further than the board wanted. So as long as you don't have a tank towards the end of the season in the league, this has been a highly successful first year. We're not going to forget that. That's so frustrating. So we just got our first youth player on set on email as well. And it is the DM that we turned into an AM, Albert Clark. We'll check the potential on this guy here, and that has hit us a youth development objective, which is nice to see, but unfortunately, so for those that may not play career very often, Lance Knight has now grown 4 ratings. Go on, Lance! Basically, when you promote a youth player in the second half of the season, if they're not going to play that many games, the chances are, as he's an exciting prospect, they'd have a potential downgrade for next season. It's so annoying. It's not a bug. It's just that EA take the stats of the amount of games they've played. If they see they've not really played, then they're going to downgrade the potential. Makes sense, but not when a player's only just came out of the academy. If he'd been here the whole year and not played, it would make sense, but not when they've just been promoted. Even so, I'd have to loan this and get him out for next year. Right, following game, and this is possibly the biggest game of the season here. Sheffield United away at Bramwell Lane, heading into this one, 10 games to go, and right now 11 points clear. Win this game, we'll go 14 clear with 9 to go, and get to 38 points on the board. From that point there, we are basically safe. Let's put it right here and return to winning ways after 2 losses in 3, and all but secure Premier League football for next year. Come on, Fulham. You know, one feature I've always kind of wanted in career mode that's never been implemented is the ability to change the shorts and socks colour heading into a game if you can't find a kit, shirt, socks and socks that don't match with the team you're facing. Because in real life, when Fulham went to Bramwell Lane this year, they wore this shirt, but they improvised and wore their pink kits, shorts and socks, because as you'll notice, Sheffield United have got black shorts and socks, as do we. But unfortunately, there isn't a kit we can use which doesn't have that clash, if you will. So yeah, Fulham improvised in real life and used their pink kits, shorts and socks. I'd love to be able to do that in FC as well, you know, because right now I'm not going to say this is the reason we're tied at 0-0 and struggling to create chances, but it's not helping. Let's just say that it's a bit of a match out there. We just make the game more fun. Do you know what I mean? And if a team's done it in real life, it's not exactly unrealistic or, you know, illegal or whatever for a team to do that in a league season. So why can't we do it in a career mode as well? As Isaiah Jones is denied by Gurovic, and Holgate prevents the corner. Almost won it late there, courtesy of the man who's been in sensational form since coming in, as Jimenez is offside. Yeah, two points dropped here, and now it's going to be 1 win in 5 in the league. We had a great run recently, but it's safe to say it's looking like a distant memory now. It might be an extra point on the board, an extra point towards safety to continue to edge forward, but it's not edging I want to do right now. It's explode to safety. And just before we play our following game away at the City Ground, as we see Coventry want to take Albert Clark on loan. I like that there, going to the Rico for a couple of years. We've got our final 3 scouting updates. Let's see what we got. Well, like I said, it's you know, you gotta be selective, I feel. And whilst Ezra Cox might end up being all right, long lost cousin of Joel Cox. Yeah, I'm not going to put anyone in the academy here and just leave these guys to go elsewhere. And from Wales, just going to give one player a scholarship. That's Tom Roberts. Great overall. It's only been 3 months, so I'm worried about a potential drop-in. But for now, yeah, we've already got one amazing left-footed Welsh player in the academy. We now got another one as well. The rest can go. And from Scotland, whilst there is a really good goalkeeper there in John Walker, because of Lance Knight looking amazing out on loan right now, yeah, I'm not going to promote him or Logan McIntyre either. I'll let them all go. Like I said, can afford to be selective. We definitely can with the class academy we've got. And that's it for our first year of scouting. 7 fantastic players in the academy and 2 that have got scholarships as well. This is why, and I know I keep banging this drum, but this is why you can afford to be incredibly selective. And sometimes I get comments from you guys saying, "Oh, Doxy boy, why did you reject that player? He looked quite good." And it's like, well, because he was quite good. But there are players like this that are really good. You can afford to be very selective when doing a youth scan. This guy, to me, looks like the best of the bunch in the youth team right now. Right, let's do 2 or 3 more today, starting with this one, our first game of April, Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground. There is an outside shot of us making Europe for next season, but it's a very slim chance. 8 behind Manchester United in 7th place. I'm not really thinking about it. 9 games to go. I try to make sure we get that 1 win and 1 point that gets us to the magic 40-point mark. Let's get that 1 win here away against Nuno's side. Come on, Fulham. Want this done. Want this locked up. Want this finished as Taiwo is denied by Leno. Forest right above us in the table here. Both teams looking for a strong finish to end the season. Outside shots, very slim shots at European football, but mainly, oh, it's Leno, almost fumbled that. Just want to make sure we both have a chance finishing top 10. That'll be a great season for both. I'm already thinking for next season, no matter where we finish, so long as it, oh, brilliantly done. As long as it is going to be in the top tier for next year, which as things stand, it will be if we win this one. I'm going to need a new striker. Harry Wilson's first of the year puts it in front right before the break, but whilst he might not have scored, a nice flip by Rodrigo Muniz. Jimenez might have got me a hat-trick in the cup against Brighton. Muniz has got me, I think, 4 goals this season, but yeah, we don't score many goals. So for next year, we're going to have a lot of money to play with, I feel. That is the position I'll be looking to strengthen more than any other. New striker. Taiwo with Keane to beat. Go on, run up my young man. Run at him. You ain't going to beat him. I trust him. Shouldn't have done. Cross into the middle, and Nuno Tavares heads home at the far post. Yeah, baited Taiwo, and he called my bluff. Well, you've heard of stumbling over the line. That is the best way I can describe this run from Fulham. Another draw, 1-1 with Nottingham Forest. Now it's just 2 wins in 9 in all competitions, and 1 of those coming in the cup. So 1 in 7 in the league. Yeah, despite that being the case though, it's an extra point on the board. We're almost there. We're edging like crazy, man, but we're almost there. I just accidentally deleted an email telling me that Tosin Adarabioyo has just been approached. Who was it though? Who was it? It was... I can't tell. Oh no, I get it from the transfer hub. Where are we here? It was... Oh, I like that to be fair. It's fitting. That's a team that in... Benfica as well. So Newcastle and Benfica have put in contracts. That's fair though. I said for the realism we'd let it go on a free transfer. And Newcastle are one of the 2 teams that have been heavily linked. I don't think Benfica have, but Newcastle have, as of Manchester United. So it looks like he's on his way out the door on a free transfer, which I'm totally fine with. Right, let's play 2 more games. We'll end with 2 more. Starting with Newcastle at home in our following game. 37 points on the board, 8 to go, 12 clear of the bottom 3. 1 win, guarantees safety. Let's get it here at Craven Cottage against Eddie Howe side. Come on, Fulham. Oh, no. Didn't see Yusufa lurking. Oh, Leno, wow, I was going to say stuck in a chance, and that's so annoying. In the end, proved to be a better thing. But he can't provide a heroic second time of asking. That's so funny. The second shot seemed easier to save than the first. But regardless, it goes in. Yusufa with the goal. Man, oh man, stumbling over the line. Yeah, that is the best way I can describe this run here, honestly. But it's so often the way. So often the way when you feel like you're almost there. Sometimes you get complacent, man. Exactly what's happened. Oh, Harvey Barnes to make it 2. Some early boos at Craven Cottage, and I'm not one bit surprised. 2-0 down in 19 minutes. And granted, this is a solid Newcastle side. But, yeah, right now... Oh, in the form we're in. I mean... I don't know what to say. This is embarrassing, man. If nothing else, even if we are feeling all but safe, got to at least play for some pride, man, honestly. I must say, it's a very good thing that we basically are safe. Because if we were playing like this at the start of the season, those alarm bells will be ringing loudly. And the odds on Doxy Boy being the next manager to get sacked would be cut short quickly. Miggy makes it 3. And I am not ending on this. This has been a demolition here. The Magpies have flown into our cottage and just left a mess everywhere. And right now our form book is a mess. This is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. We're playing one more. Yep, still 11 clear with 7 to go. So we know we're basically there. But let's officially confirm it today. Our final game in what has been our worst run in the league since the season began. West Ham away in the London derby. As we're going to close the episode out strong and get to that 40-point marker. Let's get it done. Come on, Phil. Come on, let's get this done, shall we? Let's get this over the line. Honestly, I think European football now is just, it's not going to happen. I mean, it was a pipe dream anyway, but now the pipe was being clogged by this mucky, poor run of form. So, with that being the case, let's just finish the season strong, shall we? Come on. Kind of shades of... Hold on. Oh, yeah. Oh no, a damn Traore somehow misses the target. Kind of shades of our end of season 2 with Swansea City in the RTG career mode I did earlier this year. Well, I think we went on a run of like no wins in 10 to end the season, and then we won the final day, ironically against Fulham, I believe. It feels the same. Like we just can't buy a win, but we know we're safe. It's a bizarre end to the campaign. I'm already cultivating a long list of strikers that I want to bring in for next year, because this year, league's lowest scorers. Not just outside the bottom 3, but period. No one has scored fewer goals than us in the Premier League this season. And that can't afford to happen again next year. If you want to take steps forward, got to turn what is a weakness into a strength. As Muniz fires wide. Yeah, I don't back Muniz long term. Jimenez is now in his twilight years, and I don't think Rodrigo's going to take us to the next level, if you will. That is my first order of business. Look at that in the top left. 4 shots, 0 on target. That tells the story of the season. Next year, first day the window opens, I'm going shopping for a new centre forward. There's Jonathan David. Almost gets the opener. Leno with the save, and then... Oh my goodness, we just about survived a calamitous moment. Hume to Jones. And... Oh, Rodrigo plays it through. Isaiah for the win. Hits it straight at Areola. It is just the story of the season. It's not been a problem with creativity. It's been a problem with finishing. Just have not been able to hit that ball in the back of the net enough times for us to finish any higher than I think where we will. It's going to end as a goalless draw. Another game we failed to score. Another game we failed to win. A diabolical run for Fulham. Oh, it won't be! No, save by it. I can't believe it. Absolutely typical way to end the episode, to end the season, as we get to 38 points. And we still haven't got that one win that would all guarantee it. We know we're basically safe, but man, oh man, oh man. Well, do you know what? We're leaving it there. We'll come back with the season finale. Any chance of getting to Europe is definitely over. There is no way we're making it to ground now to make a late run for 7th, but we're all but there for safety. It's just a shame that in stumbling over the line, we can't even pick up a win in what has been a horrific run of form. And already I'm thinking about my transfer targets next season, and there's still 6 games to play, because we need some solid reinvestment in what will be a rebuild year. Because right now, this is not going to cut it. Have a great day there, guys. Much love to you all. Thank you for watching the penultimate episode of Season 1. And I'll see you for the finale, the final 6 games of the Premier League season, where hopefully we'll at least get one win in the final run-in very soon.